Hello Wolfpack, ADA Cardano today, and the reason I'm talking about Cardano is because Cardano is sitting right on top of a critical support zone that we're going to be pointing out in just a second here. Before we get into that, let's look into the charts here on the daily chart and just draw out a few of these things, including that critical support zone. One of the things I want to draw out, because there's a few critical kind of structures we need to draw out here, is the descending wedge formation that we've actually lost on Cardano. That's not bullish at all, right? Descending wedge formations are typically bullish, but we actually lost this one. We were unable to hold it for support, and hence Cardano rejected from this, and we'll draw it up properly now, and we can see what actually happened here was, and I would have made a video on Cardano during this wedge formation. I said, hey, this wedge looks pretty good. I think I made a video probably somewhere around here. I'm not really too sure. However, we did lose that wedge, right? We were bouncing in a wedge, very bullish formation. Market didn't look too bad at that point as well. And then obviously, when Bitcoin took a tumble and Ethereum and altcoins took a tumble, we lost that wedge, right? And we dropped below it, and we've actually come back up, rejected off of it, and we're heading back down right now. One thing you could say, though, about the current move, I mean, minus the fact that we just lost our wedge, this is obviously very bearish, is that we're in some sort of major support block, right, throughout this entire region. It is major support, and let's just print that green up there. Yeah, that's all major support, right? We've held that throughout the entirety of 2021, all the way through to, February to August 2021. So there's a lot of support in that region, and we also have, in the process right now of potentially forming some kind of double bottom formation, right, where we're just leveling out in that region at around $1.20 for Cardano. However, that's not confirmed yet, because we need to see a bounce. We can't just be leveling out. We need to see the reaction off of the double bottom in order to regain bullishness on Cardano. And even if we do that, there's a lot to be skeptical about. But one of the reasons why I have a little bit of hope, right? A little bit of hope for Cardano is the fact that this double bottom formation is forming right on top of a critical long-term uptrending level of support, which is like that, right? And we could even draw it differently. We could even draw it like this, right? Where it's a long-term uptrending level of support, something like that, where it's tested it multiple times throughout the past 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 5, 6, and we could even say 7 over here if we extended it backwards, but I'm not going to do that right now. So that's a long-term support, and to make it more clear, I'll actually change the color of these. I'll change the line pattern actually to dotted, and so we can see that long-term support a little bit better here. And so that's kind of the level in which Cardano needs to hold. And the reason why I wouldn't be too scared of taking a Cardano trade right now is because, well, first of all, Bitcoin's on a major level of support right now. Sorry if this chart's a bit messy, but between 40k and 42k, major level of support, major bouncing zone. And so there is a high probability for a bounce on Bitcoin. That's not to say it's going to go to all-time highs. It's just going to bounce, right? I think it's going to be a dead cat bounce. Going to get rejected on a longer-term scale. But since we have that, that could offer some strength for Cardano, especially in this region in which we're bottoming out on top of a support line. And so all you need to be doing for Cardano, if you were going to trade it, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do personally, but you have to assess this risk. I'm just applying, kind of giving you the ideas here. Is set your stop loss at, I'd say, $1.10. Somewhere in that region, and that will give you maybe a loss potential of around 8 to 10%, and so a minimal loss potential. And then if we see a bounce, you could be looking at anything. Well, let's see here. Just an estimate to the top of the W would be a 50% bounce. I don't think it'd go that far. A conservative estimate will probably be 37%. So you're risking 10% for 37%, and that's just off the top of my head there, but. It on paper, it seems like a good trade, and given the fact that we're on major support for both Bitcoin and Cardano here, it's not like it's extremely unlikely to play out, right? It's actually very possible to play out, and considering we've just had a straight drop all the way down from $3 to $1.20 without any kind of meaningful bounce at all, this could be the potential for Cardano to see a last little glimmer of hope before it crashes down and burns, right? in a nice way, right? And what we're actually seeing, and the reason why this is so critical, and the reason why you need to be setting your stop losses here, is because if we do lose this line, right? If we do lose this red line, nothing is below us, right? Nothing is going to stop us from dropping all the way down to bear market prices at like 14 cents to 20 cents, right? Literally nothing. I mean, look at this support. This support's all been built up in the region above 90 cents. If we lose 90 cents, there's nothing here on Cardano that's going to make us, going to stop us from dropping, as I said, all the way down to 15 to 20 cents, 10 cents even. And some people would say that's ridiculous, but I would argue that that's actually normal. That's what happens in bear markets, right? look, if we measure move from $3 all the way down to that region, you're looking at around a 95% drop, and that's pretty typical, right? That's not unheard of at all. Yeah, it might level out a little bit higher. So say even if it levels out at 25 cents, you're still looking at a massive loss here. And so Cardano is very much in its last possible bullish structure in order to maintain the somewhat bullish structure on Cardano on a longer term scale, the macro picture. We need to be bouncing from this region right now. We can't be dropping below it, and that's why I say that $1.10 is a decent place to set your stop loss. Because below that, it's not looking good at all, and we'll probably just have a long downwards trend for maybe 6 months, a year to the bear market support. As for the weekly chart and as for maintaining this level, it doesn't look too bad. There's not really too much to say about it. We have lost the 50-week SMA, we have lost the bull market support band, and we've dropped through the Ichimoku cloud. So it doesn't look too good, right? We're bottoming out in stochastic RSI. MACD cross is primed, however, and so there's just mixed signals in the weekly chart. Not really too much we can gather from that point. But what we can do is look at it from a daily perspective and bring up some indicators here on the daily chart, and we can see that basically we're holding the POC, right, the point of control on the volume profile, in which that basically means that the most historical trading volume on the visible chart that you were seeing right now has happened at the region at around $1.20, which we're at right now, which means that this is a major area of contention, which lines up with the fact that we're holding that red line, right? It's a major area of contention. Everyone who's interested in Cardano, everyone's watching Cardano in terms of whales, in terms of institutions, whatever, they're all looking at it right now at these current prices, and there's people trying to push it under, people trying to push it above, and that's why there's such high trading volume in this region. So this is the area to watch for sure for Cardano, and the volume profile tells us that quite clearly. As for volume itself, we have seen rising volume in a downwards trend here, which is bearish, right? That's a bearish thing, because if you're seeing rising volume going into support and continuing to drop, right, that means that the selling is not slowing down, hasn't slowed down yet at least, and so that's not a good sign. And as for the rest, none of them are really good signs either. We're below the 50-day, below the 200, below bull market support band, below Ichimoku cloud, below the 9. The 9 EMA is a very critical short-term indicator, and we're below that as well. What we can see, we've seen a bearish MACD cross. A few of the redeeming qualities of a daily chart is the fact that we've had a bullish divergence play out throughout this entire drop, and we've also seen stochastic RSI bottom out. And so I would say overall, on an overall jet basis, the USD charts look like it's a big amount of mixed signals. And that's why I'm saying that, again, say, for example, there's a 50-50 chance Cardano drops. So say 50% chance Cardano drops, there's a 50% chance of you losing 10%. And there's also a 50% chance of you gaining 37%. And so from a statistical standpoint, this trade signal that I just offered here makes a lot of sense, okay? But it's not highly likely that it's going to play out, right? If it drops below and you lose 10%, that's a risk you've got to take. That's a 50% risk. So it's not like, you're more likely to make money. It's that if you do make money, you'll make a lot more than you lose. And so that's why, I would be considering this trading signal. I'm not 100% sure if I'll take it right now. I need to look at my portfolio positionings and see what's going on there, but I'll definitely keep a look at it. As for the hourly chart as well is showing bullish divergence. I just wanted to point that out, which is interesting, right? Because we're on critical support now, obviously short term on that critical support, and since the hourly chart is a short term indicator, it is showing bullish divergence, which would kind of increase our chances there. As for the Bitcoin pair, it doesn't look too good, right? And this is going into the mixed signals again, right? I just said the hourly chart looks good, Bitcoin pair looks terrible, right? We've actually, throughout the entire year on Cardano, we've broken above this critical support block, this green box. We've held it for support, bounced off of it, tried to hold it again, and right now we've actually dropped below it, and we've wicked back up, rejected off of it, and we're probably going to be heading back down here on Cardano, and so that doesn't look too good at all in terms of bullish structure. And the next level of support for Cardano is around 1,885 sats, and that would probably come on a dead cat bounce if we see that. And thanks for watching, guys. That's all I really have to say about Cardano there. Essentially, just to clarify, if you're going to take this trade, or even if you're just watching the video, it's worth noting that $1.10, somewhere in that $1.10 region, is where you'd be setting your stop loss. If I was you, hypothetically, and then as for taking profits, I can't really tell you exactly where that would happen right now. If I had to guess, I'd probably be taking them from the 200-day. Although it might be a little bit too optimistic with the weakness in the market right now. And so honestly, take it wherever you're comfortable. I can't really tell you where to take profits, but what I can say is where to put your stop loss. And obviously, this is just my ideas that I'm putting out there on the internet. It's kind of just a personal diary of what I'm saying here, and this is in no way direct financial advice. If you take these trades, you need to understand that it's your responsibility if you lose. It's your responsibility if you win. I'm not accountable for any trade you make. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.